Can you remain balanced in the pursuit of success? I think you can remain balanced internally, but not externally. So these are two different things. So when entrepreneurs hear this thing, balance is bullshit, right? I absolutely believe that for an entrepreneur, balance is bullshit. That you will always be sucked out. You will always have somebody want your attention. You'll always be needed somewhere. The family will want you and you'll go. The business will want you and you'll go. Your food habits will be good for a couple of months, then they'll be shit. Then you'll go on holiday, it'll be even worse. Whatever, right? You'll always be pulled in a direction. And so your life is probably spent counterbalancing. You're probably spending your whole life, right? Be careful here, could jump out and have a drink, right? But I'm counterbalancing. There's muscles working like crazy, both sides of my leg right now. I'm never, ever really balanced as an entrepreneur. One muscle's relaxing, one muscle's contracting to keep me counterbalanced, really. And that's what we do, I think, as an entrepreneur. Your job is to consciously recognize when you've gone too far. I've spent 6 weeks in the office, 7 days. That's too far. I've got to come back. I've spent 7 weeks on holiday. That's too far. I've got to come back. I've spent 3 nights in the pub, hungover every single day at an event in Clearwater. I've got another hour to go yet, Carrie. Like, I've got to come back, right? No, and to be fair, this is why I love these things. I joke, but I love it. I love it, right? I love it when entrepreneurs, you've got to let your hair down, you've got to have fun. This is what this is all about. You know my personality, right? You have to. You've got to have fun. Don't take life too seriously. But equally, if it's all fun, you're probably going to be in a bit of trouble. And equally, if it's all serious, you're going to be a bit miserable. And what was the point? So I think your goal really under this idea is to recognize that you will always be pulled apart externally for family, for business, for friends, for always find an excuse not to see your friends. 14 times they've asked you, do you want to go for a meal? Do you want to go for a drink? Oh, I can't, I'm busy. You can say no once or twice, but the third and fourth, you're out of sync. Like, you've just got to go. And I think you've got to start building into a habit, right? And have the courage to just go, nah, I've said it 3 times, I'm going the 4th, fuck it. Whatever's in that office, I'm not doing it. And if I'm going to work for 3 weekends, like, fuck it, I'm not going the 4th. I don't care what you're asking me to do. I don't care what's important. I'm not fucking going. And equally, if I've spent 6 weeks with the kids or 6 weekends and I haven't been to work, it might be, I'm not coming to the soccer game, I'm going to work. And you have that discernment everywhere in your life. There's no bias anywhere. What there is a habit and a way of living. And you take that way and you take that habit to every area of your life. The kids need you for 6 weeks, they need you for 6 weeks, but they can't need you for 52. That's just like, it's just not normal that is needed. Like, there's other areas of your life that need to be served. And equally, I think, and again, don't take this the wrong way, you're setting a standard for your kids, right? It's like, that's what you want for them. Like, you don't want them. I remember having this conversation with somebody once. And this person said, I just live for my kids. I said, cool. I said, what do you think your kids are going to do? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, if they're seeing you living for them, guess what they're going to do? They're going to live for their kids. I said, guess what their kids are going to do? They're going to live for their kids. I said, can I ask you a question? Who's actually living? Who the fuck is living if everybody's living for their kids? We're all just setting precedents for the next generation to absolve them of having to do any shit in life or tackle any big problems or be courageous enough to do something. And instead of going, actually, I want to be in control of my own life and do my own thing, but I'll just have the judgment and the discernment to say, I need to flex over here this weekend, or I need to flex back over there next weekend. What everybody does is just gets behind something that's easy, it's convenient, it makes them look good, it's easy, it just becomes a simple, lazy habit almost, and you're not necessarily living the life that you want. But I do think the fight of your life is whether or not you can control how you feel about all of that. You can. So as I stand here, I don't think you can control the time thing. I think you'll always be sucked out, but I do think you can control how you feel about that. That you can stay calm, you can stay balanced, you can stay comfortable. You don't have to live with guilt, you don't have to live with fear, you don't have to live with regret. All of that's your choice. Choose wisely as to what you want to do. The 3 things I think, if I could ever pass on again to my kids, would be that. Figure out how to live a life without fear. Difficult. Figure out how to live a life without regret. Difficult. And figure out how to live any type of life where you feel guilty. Fear, guilt, and regret. And if you can eradicate those three things from your playbook, you've got a chance. Easier said than done, right? But we live in a world where everybody promotes it. I feel guilty. I feel guilty because I go to work. Why? What are you going to work for? I want to do something for the kids. Cool, great. I feel guilty about being with the kids. Why? Well, the business. I'm letting the business down. And they're just swinging between guilt, fear, and regret every single day. But you can control that. So whenever you talk about balance, and in any conversation about an entrepreneur being balanced, you've got to separate the two. You're absolutely in control of how you feel about being unbalanced. And if you have that awareness to say, look, it's time to go back over here. And under no circumstances, I'm out of sync. I'm not going to work on weekend number 4. I don't care what comes up, I'm not going. I promised I'd go home. I need 6 weeks with the kids on the weekend or whatever. Start having that deliberate and conscious action rather than what is, I was taught, the must train. You always must, you must. Once you get on that must, M-U-S-T, once you get on that train, don't stop. There is no stations that fucking thing stops at. It just goes at 100 mile an hour and it's must. I must go to work. I must do this. I must do this. I must do this. I must. Your whole life just became must. So separate the two, internal from external.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.